Adelaide's minimum has plunged below 5 degrees for the 6th night in a row. It's the longest run in almost 30 years. Jane Reilly, is there any end in sight?
Not really, George, and it looks as though we could be setting a new chilly night over the next few weeks. And spare a thought for those who have to brave the cold before sunrise. Adelaide's minimum of 3 degrees came at 3 a.m. today, but as these folks were heading off to work at 7, it wasn't much warmer, just 4.8 degrees. And there's more to come. We've already had 6, and with minimum temperatures hovering around 5 degrees this week, we could beat the record of 8 cold nights set back in 1964 at the Old West Terrace Weather Bureau. The all-time record was 14 back in July 1899. Now, as you snuggle into your warm bed tonight, here at the Woodhouse campsite, a group of young scouts will be sleeping out. There's no electric blankets or fluffy doonas up here. The only protection from the big chill is a sleeping bag and a tent, but they do have a bonfire, which we'll be showing a little later. But they're having an absolute ball up here, even though they had to leave their mobile phones behind, their Xboxes, their PlayStations, there's no Facebook. They can't even wear a watch. But the amazing thing is that even though they don't know what the time is, most of them put themselves to bed at 8 o'clock after cooking their own dinner. How good is that? We could learn some parenting skills up here, couldn't we? Well, another fine day tomorrow after a chilly night. I'll tell you all about that live from Woodhouse at 5 to 6.
Not many would think that camping out in this weather would be fun.
But Jane Reilly has found some willing participants. She's going to speak to them next.
Hello again. Well, we're expecting another cold night right across South Australia, and it will be particularly chilly for dozens of young scouts who are camping out at Woodhouse, which is just down the road from Mount Lofty in the Adelaide Hills. So you can imagine how cold that will be. Now, we've actually had 6 nights where the temperature was less than 5 degrees, equaling the record from back in 1982. But tonight might be our 7th, and that means that puts us in reach of the record of 8 nights in a row under 5 degrees from back in 1964. Whichever way you look at it, it is extremely cold. And tomorrow morning there may be some fog about the Adelaide Hills, just like they had over on the west coast recently. And Doug Barton was out there with his camera. He took this amazing photograph at Venus Bay on Eyre Peninsula. Doug was actually out there on a recent fishing trip. Doug, I hope you caught some fish while you were taking fantastic photos. And on the bottom of your screen now, you can see the address to send your extreme weather photos to. Well, Adelaide's maximum today was 15 degrees when the sun popped out. Then last night, our minimum 3 degrees at 2:45, and down in the city, it's 12 degrees, a little cooler here at Woodhouse. Now, out in the suburbs today, Elizabeth got up to 15 degrees. They had 17 at Murray Bridge, 14 for Mount Barker, and 15 degrees at Noarlunga. Now, around the state, daytime temperatures were below average in the far north. Ernabella had a top of just 10 and 17 degrees at Kingscote and Port Lincoln. Now, interstate in Alice Springs today, it looks like they've had their coldest day on record with a maximum of 6.3 degrees. They are checking the record books as we speak. There were showers in Sydney and Canberra as well. Now, looking at the satellite photograph, the reason why it was so cold in Alice Springs is that due to that big band of cloud you can see, it's also producing some showers. For our state, a slow-moving high is dominating our weather. Tomorrow, a weak front may produce light showers about the lower southeast and also southern coast. There's going to be some more patchy rain in the north, but that will clear and conditions will be cold again overnight with some more fogs. Now, the greatest likelihood of rain tomorrow will be over Queensland and New South Wales. Interstate tomorrow, a few showers in Sydney, some early drizzle in Alice Springs and light showers in Darwin. For our state, top temperatures ranging from 13 in Broken Hill just across the border to 17 at Ceduna. For the outer metropolitan area, Elizabeth 15, Murray Bridge 16, Mount Barker 14 and 15 at Noarlunga. On local waters, northeast to northwesterly winds at just 3 to 8 knots and seas below half a metre. The state forecast includes a moderate risk of frost for the Adelaide Plains and a high risk in all the other districts. Winds will be mostly light. Adelaide tonight getting down to 5 or even colder, and a top tomorrow 15, and it will be partly cloudy. Further ahead, we're going to see some sunshine on Thursday and Friday, and then wet and windy over the weekend, becoming fine on Monday with a top of 17, and showers developing again on Tuesday. Well, George and Beck, I grabbed you a souvenir from the Scouts that you can keep. It's called a woggle. I know that you've always wanted one, and a little later I'll explain what to do. It's a bit complicated, but it's to do with the scarf they wear around their neck. Having a lot of fun up here at Woodhouse. At least my back's nice and warm. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you very much. That was well done.
You could use it on your tie.
I could, yes, crimp it, make it even tight.
Were you a
better,
scout?
yes. No. No. Greek
Do you think
boy.
I was a brownie?
No.
No, I gave that away.
Time for us to go.
We've got some pictures now from Christian Dior's Autumn Winter collection from top designer John Galliano. Good.